our buddy, Dustin Davis. I'll get it right. And hi, Dustin. Can you hear me okay, bud?
Yeah.
That's good. And hello, Tyler.
How you doing today?
Talk about what's going by right now, Tyler.
All right, left to right, you got the Osprey coming in forward, playing transition right now, doing max blast. We do about 280 knots when it's out in the airplane mode like this right now. Should be coming around. You'll see it slowing down. As he's slowing down, he'll start converting the rotors, so they'll be coming back and they'll be turning into a helicopter.
Now this is a hybrid that doesn't exist anyplace else in the world. I mean, there are other helicopters, there are other fixed-wing aircraft, but only the United States military, primarily, at least in the beginning, the Marine Corps had an aircraft that would have the tilt rotor concept.
Yes, sir. It's a brand new technology. Obviously, it's been in the work for decades, but they finally got it mastered. It is unique, you know, because the engines, those things weigh about 9,000 pounds that are hanging out on the wings right now. So we have to have a screw mechanism pretty much that raises that 9,000 pounds up along with the torque of the rotors going around.
So you got to work hard in the cockpit to get them to, do you rotate gears and stuff? How do you make those? If you got 18,000 pounds of rotor and engine out there, how do you make them change?
Yeah, luckily they did some hydraulics in there for us. But yeah, we have a thumb wheel switch. We have a TCL lever, which is the thrust control lever. And with our left thumb, as we start rotating back and forward, we have a rated switch. We can bring those up or down at 8 degrees per second.
8 degrees per second. So right now, your pilot, who is Seth Grant, right?
That's correct.
What's his call sign?
Flesh.
I'm not asking. Okay, right now. So he has now transitioned into helicopter flight. And Tyler, I gotta say, I've tried to hover a helicopter. It's not easy. And to be able to fly like a fixed-wing air pilot and a helicopter pilot has got to make a learning curve that's just outrageous.
Yeah, luckily they built some good simulators for us, so we get a practice in those before we strap on the aircraft. But we also do 3 planes before we actually get to fly this. We do fixed-wing, single-engine, helicopter, and then multi-engine airplane before we're ever allowed to fly this guy right here.
So they actually put you in a TH-57 or something like that?
Yep, that's exactly what we flew, 57 out of Pensacola, Florida.
So, okay, so you're down there and landing out of Whiting Field and all of that down there in Florida where there's nobody to run into.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the TH-57 is a Bell Jet Ranger. That's like standing on a beach ball, rubbing your tummy and patting your head all at the same time. The simulators help. That's some serious noise there.
Yeah, there's a lot of thrust coming out of the rotors right now. A lot of air coming out through the rotors.
Dustin, how much thrust? Tell me about the power and capabilities of this, since you know more about it than he does.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're the crew chief.
We have 2 Rolls-Royce engines. They put out about 6,150 shaft horsepower for each motor, which allows us to be able to have enough power and thrust to actually be able to get this thing off the ground.
Now, as it backs up, how do you make it back up, Tyler? How's that work?
There's 2 ways of doing it. The stick itself, you can go forward and aft like a normal helicopter, but the way we like to do is actually nacelle setting. Those nacelles have the capability of going 0 degrees, which is airplane, all the way back to -6 degrees. So it's 6 degrees back, and it'll actually make us screw that.
And it's all done with your thumb?
That's correct.
Now, I remember seeing, when I was first starting in the air show announcing business back in the 80s at the Dayton Air Show, the Bell XV-15 tilt rotor. That was the one that, I guess, started the whole thing. Right, Tyler?
Yeah, that's correct.
How is this different?
This is different mainly because there's a lot more mods that they did that make it safer.
And I'm assuming also that the engines are more powerful, can carry more. And how much can you put in it?
We can carry up to 24 combat loaded troops, which weigh each personnel with all their gear weigh about roughly 300 pounds. And plus, we can also carry about 6,000 to 7,000 pounds internally. Plus, if we need to, we can carry external cargo up to about 12,500 pounds.
Now, it also land Tyler on an aircraft carrier, right?
That's correct.
Now, it looks big. It looks like when space is at a premium on an aircraft carrier, having what 38-foot rotors and whatever goes beyond, so it's got to be over almost 80 feet wide.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the design issues when the Marine Corps said that this is what they wanted to do to keep with our amphibious nature. There's a requirement that we were able to fold this guy up. So what we do when we get on the ship, we'll land it normally, they'll taxi it off, and we actually have the capability of pressing a single button. The computers themselves start a sequence where the rotor blades themselves will fold up, and then the engines start rolling over, and then the wing unlocks itself, and the wing will start rotating itself where it gets 90 degrees over the
Oh my gosh! So from 90 feet wide, then what does it end up being? How wide is it on the deck?
It comes down from being 83 feet wide to about 18 feet wide. 18
feet wide?
Yes, sir.
It's a transformer.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool. They ought to put that in the movie.
They have to.
Now, the controls, Tyler, are way different when you're in normal flight. In a helicopter, that's the joystick, your regular control stick, is more like, in a helicopter, a cyclic stick. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. The controls are identical to a helicopter when it's in a helicopter mode. So right now he's able to keep himself up with the thrust control lever, which works as a collective. So as you push it up, up's going to make you go up, forward's going to make you go up, and then you bring it back, it'll bring you down. And then the stick itself is how he's controlling his left and right, forward and aft, and he has tail rudders that he's adjusting the tail right now.
Now, and also aboard we've got Captain Chris Hoffa Ferris and Major Adam Possum Markey and Sergeant Daniel Howington and Sergeant Frank Rush, I believe. Those guys all have important duties back there. And what all do they do? What do those guys do, Dustin? The rest of the crew?
For us as crew chiefs, we got one guy in the front, help out the pilots. And then we also got the crew chief in the back that command and controls the ramp. And his primary focus is helping unload low cargo and personnel.
Very coordinated. Now, I got to figure out, they're out there over that fence, and I would not want to be underneath those rotors right now, Tyler.
No, those rotors are putting down a ton of air right now. When we do our external cargo operations, we actually have to have personnel go underneath the plane and hook up the external load. We have the ability to have a camera in the front that we can launch those guys hooking it up. And as we're hovering over them, you can actually see them lift up over the off the ground, and they'll have to have a buddy hold them down while we're hovering over.
Holy cow! So we're talking, it's a hurricane for sure, right?
Yes, sir.
Ever gotten blown away? Have you ever gotten blown away by it, Dustin?
No, luckily I'm going to stay inside of it. That's my job. I'm right there inside.
As the crew chief, what do you do in the aircraft?
Basically, if I'm up front, I'm helping out the pilots, make sure all of our systems are still working good. If an emergency pops up, I help them out with stuff like that. And then if I'm at the back, I'd be manning our tail gun or loading and unloading passengers and cargo.
So keeping busy, and I'm sure, Tyler, that you appreciate the work that the sergeants and these other guys do, because your military career actually took you right up through the ranks.
That's correct. I started out as a Huey crew chief and worked my way up to a staff sergeant, and then got in the commissioning program and went through flight school, started flying this. So I definitely know how hard these guys work, and they know the plane. Everything in it. They help us out immensely. They update us in flight. They'll go through. The aircraft actually has the ability to check every system that's operating, and they'll come up in the cockpit and let us know what's happening with each individual system as we're flying.
Now, I have read and heard in the media that some of the safety, there's been a checkered safety record of the Osprey, but I guess compared to other development of other aircraft, it's as safe as any aircraft has been in development.
It is. It's actually probably the safest rotor wing aircraft we have out there right now. There's each system in the aircraft is triple redundant, which means that we have 3 hydraulic systems. If we have an issue with one hydraulic system, and it's able to isolate that bad system, and then 2 other systems will back it up. Which they also do that with the ability to rotate the engines forward and back. We have 3 systems that control that.
My goodness. So we have redundancy on top of redundancy.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for this plane to get into any mechanical issues.
Now, when it operates in the desert, now there we're seeing the transition. So he's using his thumb, pushing his thumb forward. That's what Flesh is doing right now?
Yeah, his left thumb's rotating those all by itself.
That must just be terribly hard to do.
It's really rough. Yeah.
In point of fact, though, isn't it touchy? Don't you have to be really careful with it?
Yeah, it is a rated switch, which means you can control